Ridiculous Badger, and I am going to. I don't know why I'm pointing at myself. You can't see it. I recently got this Metroplex. It's legend scale. It's pretty nice for what it is. It took 3 times to get to me because of customs, but whatever. It's finally here. And one of the issues that people have had is that for transformation. Oh, here comes my cat. For so I mean, look, the head is in this position, and then for transformation, you're supposed to get the head down, but it really only goes to like there. Hi, cat. In its factory settings, and looks a little. Hi, cat. Thanks, cat. I mean, and this even looks a little better than it does in person because you're getting an angle on it. It looks like it's down further than it is, but his like you're gonna see his nose in all the alt modes. So this is like where it's supposed to go down to, and then it almost doesn't even look like a head. So we're gonna. Cat. I knew this. She had no problem while I was testing this out. But now she's got a problem. I am going to go through. I've only started the job here. The reason that it's working is that this is not put together. Oh, cat, stop. You gotta go. Cat, you gotta go. Sorry. I know, this is awful. But I'm going to be working with knives. So, at any rate, let's return him to his factory setting. And it does have a little click point. And the thing with this is it's got a lot of tight tolerances. It's real chunky plastic. So while it could take stress, I worry about applying a lot repeatedly to this thing, especially like to push his head down. There's a hinge right here. Every time you push it down and it goes up against any resistance, you could like kind of feel it and hear it like click out of place. And I don't like that. So this boy is at. Listen, I am not good at repairs, okay? I'm not an expert. I don't do a lot of deco stuff. Hi, cat. I'm very new at this. But this is easy. What we're going to do, it's so easy that myself with a lack of experience, I'm going to be able to do it with my cat bugging the shit out of me. So, at any rate, what we got to do is take this apart. And before I start taking this apart, let me give credit to who it's due to. So I originally got wind of this fix when I was watching Deluxe Baldwin's review. He mentioned that somebody reached out to him on Instagram. And then I went on TFW and I just kind of asked in the forum, like, hey, does anyone know about this fix that Deluxe mentioned? And right away, a great guy named Gshell reached out to me. He posted on the forum. He explained what you have to do for the fix. And he also explained why, you know what, it might not be 100% necessary. And I've only messed around with this for a couple of minutes, so I'm going to show you what my findings were here. And, you know, you'll be able to make an informed decision. And honestly, if this isn't the thing that bugs you, like that you could see his nose in alt mode, then, you know, by all means, you don't have to do this. The only reason I'm putting this out on the internet is that I didn't see a video for it. I was intimidated by it. But when I got started, I realized, oh, this is not intimidating. So anyway, the first thing we got to do is cat is we got to disassemble his chest a little bit, and it's easier done than said. It's pretty easy. So all of these screws are the same, and I've actually removed them, but there's a screw here, there's one here and here, there's one here. Cat, oh, come on, man, he's like bugging the crap out of me. And there's one, I don't know if you could see this one. Yeah, there, you can probably see it right there. Boop. So, and then you've also got to take out boop, boop. So it's not a lot. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, once you take those out and you just use a regular Phillips head, and I've already done it, we've got to prep him a little bit before we take it out completely. So we're going to come to this panel, and once you've removed... Actually, this is completely friction. This is friction on here. Let's move this. So, nope, that's not going to help. Whatever. Okay. It's completely frictioned on. So what I'm going to do here is first I'm going to extend the ramp. And then you just kind of like, you could get a spudger to do this, but you know, there's a lot of play in this thing. So, you know, I just kind of wiggle. You can see there's no, it's just friction. There's some pegs over there. And I mean, I like that this is so easily disassemblable because he doesn't really have any paint accents on him. So you can actually do a lot yourself with this guy. So that's step one. It's only going to be 3 steps for doing this. Step 2 is we're going to partially transform this. So we need to move this arm out of the way. And I'm not going to go all the way to his back. I'm going to go like 2 clicks out. And the reason that we needed to move the arm back is we needed to move this panel. And you could even see here where it's starting to split. And that's only because I removed the screws already. That would have been very tight. So from there, basically, we're gonna pull out this whole spot here. And I feel bad that I can't really move this arm more out of the way, but I'm going to try and give you a better angle. I'm going to just hold on to the head here because he's frictioned in the middle. There's this panel that he's sitting. I'll show you. So I just don't want it to collapse anywhere. So I'm just going to use very gentle wiggle, waggle, wiggle, waggle. So that back part came off. For a second, I'm just going to... Now, here's the thing. Right now, this is sitting on top of a ratchet. This is where it goes in. So do be careful because what you don't want to lose is there's a little itty bitty spring in there. It hasn't popped out on mine, but you know, you don't want to lose that. And let me take this off for a second. This is the back. You know, all in one piece. Very easy. Very easy, this stuff. Okay. And then I want to... so you saw this. Oh, that's that ratchet that's sitting on there. And we've got the midsection. And here you could even... if you want, you could even take this ramp out so it's not jiggling on you. Giggity. And then here's the culprit. So I'm going to move this. I'm going to retransform this just so that I could better show you. Here's the head panel. So, and I've already rotated the guns. You do need to rotate these antennae, otherwise they will collide when you begin to transform it. But let's just put it on here so I could kind of show you and not have it go out. So you can see that it's sitting on this panel, and it's got 2 tabs on the front, and it's got 2 tabs on the back. And those tabs go into rails. Bloop. Here are your rails. These are the front rails. Boop, boop. You know, I'm sorry about my sausage fingers. Here are the front rails. Those are the tracks that the bloop just goes in, right? Bloop. And I think you could easily see that this is meant to be the resting spot because it's got a spot for the screw. Great. And then on the back, it's the same thing. So this just slides, right? Now, what's different between the front to the back? And this is all what Gshell told me. He's absolutely right. So as soon as I opened this, like I was reading his post, and I'll put it in the description. I was going, I don't understand what he's saying. But as soon as I opened it up, I made some sense of it. So you can see there are these 2 protrusions. These rails here, they're thicker. And because they're thicker, look, I mean, matter can't pass through matter. So it's creating so much friction that the head really can't go down. I began to shave this down. Now, what Gshell said was very interesting. He said, listen, you can't just go, and you'll see when you read the post, you can't just go straight down because of the alignment. I apologize. I wish I had an easier way of showing this to you. Because the alignment is such that it's resting over, there are parts of the head that are resting over solid parts of the body that are not within the confines of that trap door. So what he suggested you got to do is almost like rock it back, then rock it forward, and then collapse it. I found that I was still unable to do that without modification. One thing that I did find that you could do, if you did not want to modify this at all, if you did not want to scrape away those rails, one thing that you could do, and I'm just gonna like pretend like I'm reassembling it here. Excuse me. Okay. So one thing that you could do, if you want, is you could actually just screw it in with a little bit of a gap, and that's not a huge gap, and it becomes easily transformable. Because that's the amount of space that's being eaten up by those protrusions on the rails. So if you give just a little bit of extra clearance, it'll be fine, but then, you'll have this separation. You could probably try lubing it up too, but I think that the best way, for me at least, is I'm just going to shave a little bit of material off of the front, and I don't even know that I have to make it completely flush. I just think that I have to shave a little bit of material off. Now, I had gone, and I was starting with a hobby knife, but I started... Oh, hi, Cat. I started with it, and I pretty much know how much I want to take off, so I actually think I'm going to use these nippers now. And just going to... I'm not even really... I'm not going completely... Don't bite me, Cat. Dude, this is my point. This is how easy it is. If I could do it while wrestling my cat, you could do it. So I took a little bit off. I'm going to try it like that. I'm going to take a little bit off here. I apologize if I'm not giving you the best. No, don't. Those are blades, Cat. Those are blades. You got to go. And you can use sandpaper. You don't got to do it this way. You can use a hobby knife. You can use a vegetable knife, probably. I think that's honestly going to do it. I'm just scraping away a little bit of the uneven material here. Because keep in mind, as you continue to use this thing, it is going to loosen up. But I think that is going to... I am so sorry. Hopefully I could edit that out. That was awful. Yep. Did I screw that up? Okay. Okay, yeah, good. Okay. Let's try that again. Okay. So, I think I'm just going to take a little bit more off. And, I'm taking a lot off without completely testing it. And, don't be like me. Make better choices than me, right? You could take a little off. You could try it out. See if it works for you. Okay. But I think that's going to do it for me. And I'm going to reassemble. I'm going to do it by putting it right in there to start. And, okay. We're going to partially transform this. Boop. Boop. Yeah, that's good, actually. And then when you are putting the back on, make sure you put in the ramp. Because it's got to go on this track. And we will go here. And just work it in. Okay, good. And now I'm going to put this top on here, which man, you don't need to see it. I'm the worst. Here we go. Actually, I don't think I can because the head. Okay. Hold on. And there is a locking point up top for the head, so I'm not too worried about it. And there's a lot of friction in this thing, man. Okay. So let's try to do the screws. Did I put it in? Oh, it doesn't matter if I put it in backwards because it rotates all of the way. Okay. I like that these screws are so like standard. They're not even, like I've had trouble sometimes obtaining screws for stuff. Not that I had to obtain any screws for it because it came with it. But you know what I'm doing? I am just rambling. I'm not screwing it all the way to begin with. Just getting a few rotations on it. And then we'll try it out. And then the question is going to be, did I misplace any screws while I was wrestling my cat? The answer is going to be, of course. How could it be anything else? Then, of course. Almost done. We got 2 more. Oh, and I have 2 more screws. What a coincidence. So bad at this precision stuff because of years of way too much caffeine. And then here to get at this screw. Come in. There we go. Oh, right. The screw itself. This one's a little bit of a bother to get to. There we go. Haha. Okay. Nice. Let's go. You don't want to go too tight here. And you might find that you need like maybe some Loctite or some other agent to help bind the screws. You don't want to keep going until you don't feel any more action, because then you're just stripping things. Okay, so let's move it up to factory setting. Okay. And moment of truth. It's still very tight, but it goes down all the way. Yeah, that is very tight still. I did not remove a lot, but you can see I didn't use any kind of like measurement or anything. I just ham-fisted it. It is a little bit harder to get up. You do kind of have to, like Gshell said, you do have to try and rock it back and forth. It's not going to be straight. But oop. See, this comes right off. It's not a good feeling. I might go back in there. There we go. Yeah. I might go back in there and take off a little more, but at the very least, I got it to where I feel like it's operable. And that is the most important thing to my mind. So, real easy. Basically, take the back off, and you just shave down some of that material, man. You know, and then you put it back together. And I think one of the cool things about this figure is how modifiable it is. You know, you could do your own stuff with it. You could paint it however you like. So I think that's really the draw of this figure. At any rate, I wanted to share that with you all. So thanks for joining me, and Happy New Year, I guess. Kat, are you going to bug me anymore? Because now I'm done. You could... No, now you're done with me. Okay.